Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to the face and the card making space. And legit welcome to the chaos. I've been scrambling, losing an hour. Very annoying, very annoying. But hey, we're here, and so far everything's working. We'll see. We'll see what happens. How's the snow Oh, hello. That wasn't the one I meant to click on, but regardless. How's the snow situation?
We have a lot of it.
It's everywhere. And now we're in plus temperatures.
Yeah.
So it's hopefully starting to, I don't know.
They clean the streets, so at least
Yeah.
we can...
It took a while to clean the streets. We literally, I was not joking last week, we could not leave the house. We couldn't go anywhere. The snow was a little bit insane. And yeah. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. But now we're in plus temperatures, so we're gonna see how long it takes for all of it to melt. Because some of the drifts and snow piles are like 10 feet.
Yeah.
So it's just been absolute chaos. So, okay. Hello to everyone. It's that time between US clock change and UK clock change where I officially have no idea what time it is. Yeah. Literally, even setting up this live, I set it up yesterday, and then I was like, is it gonna know? Which obviously they've got all their little robots working behind the scenes and stuff, but I was like, I don't know what time I'm supposed to set it to. But it worked. We're here. Yeah, I'm just losing an hour. It really, like, I need that hour. I need extra time. Wow, poor me. Okay. But yeah, the snow has been absolute chaos. Literally. And I'm just annoyed. I actually talked about this in the video I posted last night with the bunny.
Oh.
All the drifts.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've got a flowering crabapple that is like my baby. I'm not even joking. This is so ridiculous. But I bought it to plant like in front of our house, and I purposely picked out the best one at the greenhouse. Like the shape of it was so perfect. When the snow gets so high, it gives all the local rabbits access. We have a lot of them. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, after all the snow, they build little highways. And so there's piles of rabbit poop. And they eat my tree, and it drives me insane. And we would normally actually like put things to barricade it to keep them out of it because they're awful. Every night we get up every morning, and there's more rabbit poop, and like it's a little highway. You can see like they spin around the tree, and then they chew on it, and I'm like, and they're cute, but they're huge. We talked about that in one of the other lives. Like the rabbits are in here, especially in the winter, because someone was asking. They're like, "Oh, it's so nice you take care of them." I'm like, "No, I ain't doing nothing." They got plenty of food, and they're huge. Like when you do catch a glimpse of them, because they're fast, but I'll see them sometimes running around, and they're enormous. Like I'm talking like the size of like a medium to a large dog. They're huge. So yeah, they're fine, but they're destructive. Anyway, it's just been absolute chaos. Okay, is the consistency of your tacky glue like Aleene's tacky glue? Is it really thick? Craft tacky glue is thick. I can't compare it to Aleene's. I don't use that glue at all. I almost would think that craft tacky glue is actually slightly thicker than that, though. Just from what I remember, because I've tried the Aleene's glue. I don't like that glue. I'm really picky about my glue, though. So, yeah, it's really thick. Those not so cute bunnies. Yeah, they're still cute. I love bunnies. I don't like them wrecking my plants because I have a black thumb, and it's hard enough to keep everything alive. And then they come along and they're pruning it. It's bad. But anyway, it's melting. So otherwise we'd have to go and get things to like build some bizarre sort of barricade or like bunnies keep out. I don't know. So, how would you ground like a Japanese doll or bottles? Put an oval under it. That's what we used to do back in the day. Put an oval under it. Mask it off, stamp an oval, or mask and ink blend an oval. So, okay. Hellos to all the peoples. We just have bears and cougars in our backyard. We got cougars around here too. They're rare. Thankfully, we're populated enough that it is extremely rare for cougars to show up.
We got a lot of foxes.
Yeah, we got lots of foxes because the foxes try to get to bunnies, and then we have a lot of coyotes. Tons of them. There's like an entire pack of them. You can hear them some nights, and when they catch something, they all start howling, and then all the neighborhood dogs. It's just, and we have moose.
We've seen them a few times.
The coyotes, yeah, we don't see them as much. The more people that move in here, but when I first moved here, many years ago, when it was just me and the kids, this development was much more empty. Like what, 50% more than 50, like 75% more empty. And I would literally be on the bike with the kids, and there'd be like coyotes running around and chaos. Anyway, so yeah, things are nuts, and we're gonna make some cards. And okay, let's hope that everything works. Let's switch down. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best. I have a thought process. I have a plan, but we'll just see where this goes. Because again, I'm just scrambling. I'm tired. Things are nuts. As of right now, I have links to all the things that I'm using, planning on using, whatever, in the description box below. I also pinned them in the live chat at the top there, and then the unpaid intern's in the corner. He's gonna help add links and all the stuff. Everything is oldie but goodie, other than this is kind of newer, but like the stamps are oldie but goodie. Some of you guys might have these. I've done videos using this. I do, and I linked to it. I remembered. In the description box below, I have a playlist with coffee-themed cards, because over the years, they're one of my favorite things to make. And I've used this set, I think I've done like 3 videos on it. So all those videos are in the playlist, so it's linked below if you guys want to check it out. And then, yeah. Yeah, voles. Yeah. I've seen a vole once. That was where I used to live. And I had a rotten little, well, it wasn't even mine, it was one of my kids' cats that liked to hunt. And she brought a live one in the house.
A vole.
Yep. I thought it was a mouse, but it wasn't.
No.
And she was a brat of a cat. She was a good cat, but she was a brat. And yeah, she brought it in, it was still alive. And that was interesting. She was, oh yeah. And then we had and then of course the cat was just like, hooray, more fun. Oh. She used to hunt all the time, and she used to sit outside the dining room windows and just stare at me with her catch. And just like eye contact. And oh, that cat. Anyway. Chaos. Okay, so this little mini coffee stamp set. I love it. I'm gonna paper piece. I've done this a couple times again with this same set, but I don't think I've done any paper piecing in any of my lives, from what I remember. Because I've done so many. So we're gonna use that, and then the CZ Design Enjoy stamp set, and there's Wafer dice because there's some good little snarky sentiments in here that I was like, yes. So I started die cutting right as I was going live because I was trying to do a little. So I got one thing done ahead of time. That's as far. That's as far as I got. Aren't most cats brats? Gotta love them, but they're little snobs. Yeah, 100%. We don't own cats; they own us. That's just a given.
They're just little predators sitting in our house.
They are little predators.
They get to live with us.
Yeah. No, we get to live with them because they own everything. Yeah. They're cats, But yeah, she was something else. So anyway, okay. So I think let me turn off notifications on my phone. Stick that over there. Yeah. Okay. So I've got stamp set, some ephemera, which I just opened because I purchased this not too long ago. It's available. This is the April and Ivy pound paper pack from American Crafts, and oh yeah, surprised that I bought this. So yeah, those that have watched me for a long time, you guys know I have a soft spot for pattern paper, and I usually hoard it. And I actually don't buy very much anymore, but this one just for serious, you know, like it's so beautiful. So I thought we would do some paper piecing, and I'll actually use up a little bit of this paper, not much, and then maybe we'll add some little bits of ephemera. Because yeah, there's like all this ephemera. I haven't even like looked at this one. I looked at that one when I opened this literally just 10 minutes ago. And oh, these are vellum. Oh, these are pretty. Man, now I don't want to use them. I should have bought 2 packs of this. These are fun. Look at all that. Isn't that... Oh, ooh. Those we'll probably use because they're a nice size. And... Ooh. Look at it. It's so beautiful. Okay. Oh, maybe that one? Maybe? Maybe? We'll see. With Brave Wings, she flies. Uh-huh. I like all these little florally bits. And there's birds. There's birds. I'm getting distracted. Little flower. Ooh, I'll set those aside. Choose happy. Oh, there's not a little butterfly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, all kinds of fabulous little bits. I'm just loving it. Loving it. Ooh, we'll set those aside. That one too. There's the leaves. All these kind of smaller bits. Ooh, that's really pretty. Man. Definitely should have bought 2 packs of this. Okay. I've set aside way more than we're going to need, but we'll just see where this... We'll just see where this goes. See all these little ephemera bits. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, I've used ephemera. Generally, I use them more like when they come in like some of the monthly card kits from Simon Says Stamp, because the Tim Holtz, a lot of times they have Tim Holtz ephemera. I've used them. I've used it. I don't often because I hoard it. I lay it all out and I pet it and then I put it all back in the package. But I definitely have videos of me using ephemera and pattern paper. Even though I hoard it, I have tons of videos of me using pattern paper. Okay. So, I don't think I missed anything. I just got to pick what pattern I want to use to paper piece the cup and saucer. And I'm kind of thinking that we're going to go with kind of the simpler, one of the simpler patterns. Ooh, that's really pretty too. That could be pretty. Or the stripes. Well, we could do a couple. And then we can alternate, because maybe I can get 2 cards. Let me think what I want to do. How about we do that one? And then... I really like that stripy one, but it's really busy, which is still fun. Maybe we do that one. Ooh, yeah. Change my mind. Let's do these 2. Not like it matters. There's plenty to choose from. Okay. Okay. Yeah, pattern paper is the best. I love it. I love it so much. So, where's my black ink pad? And then we need the MISTI. And then we need the actual stamp. So, do this. And we'll do this too. This will all make sense in a minute or 2. Okay. Do I want the cup? Do I want it to be horizontal stripy? Yeah, I think horizontal stripy. So let's cut a little bit of this. I could do a cool tone card or warm tone. Yeah, I could, but I'm not gonna. That's gonna require a little more a little more thought and on, like, I'm not even kidding you guys. I'm kind of running on fumes at this point. It's been a really chaotic couple of weeks with a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and then the insanity of the weather has thrown a wrench into everything. It's just been nuts. But okay, so I got some paper and I got my stamp. So I think I'm gonna stamp everything twice. There's a method to the madness. Let's just stamp it first, and then I'll explain as I go. So I'm gonna stamping everything with an alcohol marker friendly ink. There's probably a lot of you that have watched like some of my old videos when I used to do paper piecing all the time. And again, there's a method to the madness. And you want, at least when I do paper piecing, you want a alcohol marker friendly ink, because we're going to use some Copics to ground the image. Okay. So yeah, hopefully the jumble in my head makes sense. Oh my goodness. Haven't slept to Insomnia. Yeah, Insomnia is fun, isn't it? I love it so much. So much. Okay. So. Oh, these are going to be fun. So, since I'm doing two, that's why I'm stamping everything twice. Because I thought I would do even extra paper piecing. And I'm going to do... One of the cups will be one pattern. And then do the different pattern for the saucer. Which will make more sense once I start cutting everything apart. Okay. So I got all that. And then I need a base. Because the coordinating wafer die will cut this out with the outline. Okay, and that's what I'll adhere the actual pattern paper to, just to make life a little bit easier. So we'll stamp that, and then if I'm gonna do it like that, yeah, because then I can just, you know, this should work. This should work. We'll see what happens. Okay. You're the one that got me to try paper piecing. It's fun. I used to do it all the time, like all the time back in the day. I don't do it as often anymore. Just, you know, I have all kinds of other things I like to do, but it is still a favorite. So, we got that. And that. These two I'm going to die cut with the coordinating dies. Okay. So, okay. They say tart cherry juice helps with sleeping. Huh. Interesting. Because I saw the funny thing, and then maybe that's why Costco's carrying it now. They have that tart cherry juice.
They do.
Because I was like, man, that sounds expensive, but it's like a jug. And I guess if you're only taking a shot of it.
Whatever. Yeah, that would be okay.
You know?
Whatever happened to warm milk with a pinch of cinnamon for helping sleep?
Gross. Like, the only thing I'm going to have warm milk is if it's like a tea,
Yeah.
you know, or it has like chocolate powder in it. Otherwise, I ain't drinking that. Gross. I don't really drink milk anymore, so it's just whatever, but I'll keep the tart cherry juice in mind. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know, because, yeah, I don't...
Better than nothing.
Yeah, well, I got meds to help with sleeping, but I'm willing to try things. Anyway, okay. Okay, so we got that die cut. There's one. There's one done. But yeah. No, I'm willing to try the tart cherry juice just because, yeah, I saw it at Costco and I was intrigued. You know, I was like, ooh, something new. And then I didn't buy it because I was like, ooh, it's a little bit expensive for what you get. But now, yeah, if you're only drinking a shot of it instead of, you know, a cup, that makes more sense.
Maybe they meant cherry whiskey instead.
Cherry whiskey. Ah, yeah. Well, that, you know, take a shot or two of that and you're probably gonna sleep great. Yeah. Mm. I don't really drink much either, so that's not gonna really.
We do not drink very much.
Like I'd sleep great, but I'd have a hangover. So anyway. uh, okay. Yes, they're he's talking about are actually our wild hares, not someone's cute fur. Yeah, oh yeah, they're not. They're not pets. They're just big old wild creatures that run around and wreak havoc on all the local fauna. It's is what it is. Uh, Although every once in a while I see posts on Facebook, like a local post because someone's rabbit happened to get out or something like that, and people are posting, and it's like you can tell the difference between a cute little pet rabbit and the wild ones. Okay, die cut. Starting there, and then we're gonna do the actual paper piecing, and yeah, yeah. Okay, so with paper piecing, you need a good pair of detail cutting scissors. These are the ones I use that I've linked with supplies. These are just my little cutter bee. There's many options now, thankfully, for what works for you because these are difficult for some because, like, you know, even with my hand issues, I don't have a problem with these. But I know for some, there are those like Fiskars ones that have the like spring action. So it's just like the handle. So you don't have to, like, you know what I mean. So we have options now for all sorts of scissors, so people can get ones that use what works best for you. You want a good pair of detail cutting scissors, and these ones are my favorite, and the same pair I've been using for ever, literal ever. It's been like I think a decade since I bought these, and they just work. So I'm gonna save all those other bits for a future project, and then this one I definitely want the cup. That one I want the saucer. Just the way the patterns are going. These two, well, no, that one I want the cup and the saucer. That works. Okay. Um, I don't drink, but some cherry moonshine sounds great. I think that's didn't we buy cherry moonshine at one point?
Apple moonshine.
Well, I know you had apple moonshine, or maybe we were looking at cherry moonshine. Chris and I went through a phase where we were going to like the liquor store quite often. We have so much, and we would buy it, and we bring home, and we have tons of it in our house, and we don't drink.
We don't drink.
So now we learned, we finally figured, I was like, hey, maybe we should stop going.
Yeah.
Because like we just don't. So yeah. Chris went through a phase where he was like trying out moonshine, and yeah. That was why I had those frozen apple slices.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because I had frozen apple slices. Because if you blend those, like, this is ridiculous, but yeah, you blend those with apple moonshine, it makes like the best like slushy drink. But same thing, I pulled out the apple slices like literally yesterday to just use up in a smoothie because it's like we're not gonna. And they were icky. They were very freezer burnt and old. Anyway, so when cutting, I'm scared. I don't even want to touch the button on the camera. Yeah. Basically, when you're cutting, I am cutting like right up to the line. And I'm moving the paper, not so much my scissors. And I cut more towards the inside of the scissors, not like I'm not doing little snips with the tips of the scissors. That gives you a smoother cut. Your cut doesn't need to be perfect because I'll show my the little trick for cleaning everything off. But I cut towards the base of the scissors, and you kind of try and keep things as just smooth cuts. And again, it doesn't need to be perfect, you know, because we got little tricksies to keep things looking good. So you cut right on the line. And with pattern paper, it's pretty easy because this isn't super thick. It's when you're trying to like paper piece with cardstock that it can start getting annoying. So now with this, The only difficulty with one like this is we have this area, you know, inside the handle. And I was gonna use a craft knife to start cutting this out, but one, I hate using craft knives. Like, hate them. They're time consuming and they're scary and I'm clumsy. But rather than use a craft knife, I am just going to cut right between like the cup and the handle, right along, you know, this stamp line. And just first off, I can see I missed a little spot when I was cutting, so do do so clean that up. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut just nice and smooth. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. And then I can cut out this opening to make my patterned little cup. And then this is, again, this is like the only spot where it's a little bit more finicky. But as long as you go slow, it's not difficult. It's honestly harder for me to do this live while talking and explaining and filming in real life when I don't have an audience. This is actually super easy. And also don't forget, I've like done hundreds of paper pieced cards over the years. So you just kind of keep rotating it. So I'm rotating the paper, not my scissors. That's also why it doesn't hurt so much, because I'm not going like this constantly, you know, trying to cut. It's like my hand is pretty stable and it's this I'm moving. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense.
It makes sense.
So yeah, could use the die and then cut out the other pieces. The die cuts an outline, so no. Like you could, but then you're still gonna, if you want to paper piece this, you're still gonna have to trim it all. So the die is irrelevant. Because the whole point of paper piecing is to make it look flush and seamless. There we go. So I got that, and like it's not attached, but when I adhere it down, you're not going to be able to tell, you know, that I cut that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this portion, because I'm going to color this, you know, to look like coffee. So rather than stamp, because I think I've done that in the other videos, is I just stamp this separately, cut that little oval out, and glue it on top, which you can do. That's fine. But you can also just cut it out of this. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to cut right on the line and then cut out this piece so that I can get it how I want it. Just like so. Okay, let's do this. This is the only time I'll actually use the very tips of my scissors, is just snip out. Okay, so we got that, which will be there, you know? Okay, so I got that one. And then for the saucer, oh, I know a way to make this easier. Okay, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it like this. I'm not gonna worry about this, and I'm not gonna worry about the handle or the bottom of the cup. You know, there's no point in trimming any of that out because I'm going to adhere the cup on top of it. So we're just gonna cut this piece just like, I heard that.
Yes, I know. I tried to keep it as quiet as possible, but I hope the mic didn't pick it up.
I doubt the mic picked it up, but if it did, well, people can hear your tummy grumbling. Whatever. He's been fed, okay? Like, he's literally got the big container of peanut M&Ms, the Costco size. You gonna share with me?
Yeah.
I don't really need any, but you never know. They might come in handy later.
The colors are nice.
You always gotta have snacks, man. Okay, so I got that and a saucer, and everything always looks more of a mess until we get putting them all together, you know? And yes, it is definitely a tongue sticking. I was like, if you hold your tongue while you're doing this, it just makes it easier for some reason. Okay. Doesn't really matter. But this, I don't know why. This one will be the cup. This will be the saucer. Who cares? It's. So we're gonna do the same thing with the saucer. The rest of this is irrelevant. We just need the actual saucer outline piece. So yeah. So other than the handle section, I call this a very simple. This is very simple paper piecing. I have done some very involved paper piecing over the years where I've done, little outfits on stamped characters and teeny tiny little pieces, and just I've gone to town with it. But this is fairly simple because it's mostly like smooth lines, easy cuts. You don't have to like jerry rig everything and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and the handle is easy if you do, like I didn't just cut right through it. It works. It works. So we'll do this again. And then, ooh, I just got a card idea. I need to pause the live. I'm going to scribble it down. Just because I'm going to forget it in like 5 minutes.
You never know when inspiration strikes.
I know, right? Okay. You never know. That idea might happen later this week because it just like popped in my head. People always ask me that. They're like, "How do you get ideas for your cards?" Literally, they just all the bloody time. I still need to make a habit though. I keep meaning to take up one of my little post-it paper pads. I need to keep beside the bed because yeah, just random times sometimes an idea will strike and it's like, yeah, and do you think you're gonna remember it? Like, no. And then yeah. And then same with that card maker's sketchbook that I've talked about and shown in many videos. I try to remember to use that because otherwise I end up with like a stack of sticky notes that's, I'm not even joking, like an inch thick of all my random, rememberings, to-do lists, card ideas, video ideas, etc., 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 and it's just chaos. So anywho, uh, um, I remember you paper piecing a teeny tiny headband on an image from the greeting farm. Yes, like things like that, like just little itty bitty pieces that I used to do. Which a lot of times, honestly, when they're really tiny pieces, you can just fudge that and just use a marker. It kind of depends, but yeah, if I can do it, anybody can do it. It just takes practice and a good pair of scissors, whatever you are most comfortable with. Because yeah, scissors are another one of those things where it is very much a personal preference. And again, we've got so many options now. Back in the day, there was like these and Fiskars, and that was it. Like, you didn't have the options. Like you got you got what you got. You get what you got, and you don't throw a fit, aka Tim Holtz. So yeah, now we got options, and now I have more pairs of scissors than I know what to do with. Oh, I cut the bottom off that one. That was smart, Amy. Whatever. I can fix that. I can fix that. I was too busy talking. Again, not the end of the world. Okay. So this was why I stamped everything twice, so that I didn't have to worry about trying to cut perfectly, like the cup and the saucer. It was just easier to stamp everything twice and do it like this. So where's that piece was this my piece? Yes. So I can actually come back to this because I cut the bottom off. I wasn't thinking. I messed it up. Not the end of the world because I can just take it and trim off this little bottom piece and then adhere it. So we'll just see if I manage to lose this before I adhere everything. And if I do, whatever, I can just use a marker. So that little tiny piece. Okay, back to what I was doing. Oh my goodness. Trying to fix. Yep. Oh yeah. There's always ways to fix it. And you know, depending on what gets messed up, sometimes, you know, it's only paper. You can always restamp. Like, been there, done that many, 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 many times. So if you do that, cut out that little portion, and then, so yeah, you just go slow. It's not a race. I laughed so hard. I was watching Tim Holtz live yesterday, and I forget exactly what he was doing at that moment, but he was just like, "Yeah, it's not a race. You don't need to be in a hurry." And then he was getting spicy, and he was like, "What else do you have to do?" And I was like, "Dude." Like, Spicy Tim has ended the chat. Love it. Anyway. Okay. So we got all our pieces. Now, to actually give everything depth, you know, so it's not just flat paper. So this is where I'm headed here. So we got our little saucer. So it'll stick on like that. I will zoom in. I'm legit scared to press it. We'll see what happens. But I'll zoom in. I actually might be able to do it on here. Oh, I can do it with the software. Okay, let's hope this works. Instead of pressing the button, because maybe the buttons on my camera is what screwed it up last time. So, yeah, okay, we're good. So we got our little saucer, and I left this, you know, mess, which is irrelevant because it's going to get covered up by the cup, and then the bottom piece. So just like so. But it looks really flat. You know, we want to give it some dimension, a little bit of shading without it being completely chaotic. I also need brown. I don't know why I didn't grab browns. We'll do my 3 go-to browns. Okay. So before we add the shading, let's quickly color these 2 little bits of coffee. So marker of choice, I'm just using Copics today. You can use Olos, the Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends, whatever floats your boat. You also don't need to worry about keeping this in the lines because this is all going to get covered up by the pattern paper. And even saying that though, I've talked about this before, I will so often try not to go outside the lines because it's just happened all those years, you know? All those years. So that was E29, and we'll do E27. And then Tim Holtz was hysterical. The snarky sayings are right. Oh, I ordered another pack. I have to dig through my stash. I have to dig through my stash because I think I have at least one of those packs of snarky sayings. Chris is gonna get a kick out of them when my order gets here. He's got this pack of like sentiment stickers.
Oh.
And like I'm talking, like some of them are downright like rude. They're so good. He was reading some of them out, and I was like, add to cart. Just need them in my life. You guys will see me use them. I forgot all about those sentiment stickers. They're funny. They're funny. Yeah.
Are they like leave them on the lamppost funny kind of thing?
Oh, they were literally like the one was like something about just got off the train from Crazy Town or something. Like snarky. I'm like looking, where would they might actually be in that bin behind. You would have to dig. No. When I ordered one pack for sure. The other pack I think sold out. But yeah, I like me some snarky sentiments. I'm going to use a snarky sentiment on these cards too. Not from Tim Holtz, from Kathy Zielski. So there we go. Very simple coloring. Kind of messy. Nothing fabulous. Is what it is. We're okay with this. So that's step 1. And then for the actual cups, what I like to do is just take a choice of neutrals. Was that one of them? Did you have to eat the whole bowl of stupid? I forget. There was some good ones that had me like, oh, I was cackling. Anyway.
I like that.
Oh, he's got some good ones in there. And yeah, I'm gonna dig through my, because same thing with pattern paper, like Tim Holtz Ephemera, the ideology. I have a bin. It's right behind where Chris is sitting, and I have this big, huge bin just full of it because I collect it. Anyway, neutrals. You could use cool grays, warm grays, toner, depending on what brand you're using. I, for whatever reason, tend to go with warm grays for paper piecing. It's personal preference. With pattern paper, and this actually applies to not only pattern paper, but any type of, if you're coloring on any type of paper that has been coated. So pattern paper or the type of cardstock that's printed, like the solid colored, but it has a white core, which means it's been printed. It's not like a solid core color. Markers are going to look different on those than they do on white cardstock. So a lot of times you have to go a lot darker than you think, and just take a scrap and test it if you're not sure. Because when it goes on, it's going to look darker than when it dries. So there we go. I already addressed the wafer die portion. You could use the wafer die, but the die cuts an outline. I don't want the outline. That's why we are paper piecing. So I'm just going to start with W6, and we're just going to bring in some shading, like just keeping it pretty simple. Kind of feather it in, and it's going to look a little bit crazy at first, and that's okay. And then we're going to do the edge there. We'll do a bit of this, just like so. So that's one. We'll color this little forgotten bit that I messed up that I forgot to cut off. So we'll add him, and then we'll add thumb here. And we're just kind of feathering it in first with this darkest shade. Again, I'm not worried about it. It doesn't need to be perfect because I'll blend it out with the lighter shades and it'll look fine in the end. And then with the saucer, just kind of feather it out because, there'd be a bit of shadow underneath. Good enough. Like I've always said, I'm not going for like realism or anything. We're just having fun. It's just paper, Don't need to overthink it. So we did W6. We'll take W4. That was the one. Hey, train wreck. This isn't your station. That was one of the sentiments. That's what made me order it. Can you look those up for me?
Look what up?
Look up on Simon's site. Go. Chris will post a link. They're probably sold out right now. Search Tim Holtz Snarky. Scroll down. Yeah, they're sold out.
Yeah.
You can still, if you want to put them onto my inlinks, like use the product numbers. Chris can post links to them, and then you guys can just click to be notified when they come back in stock. But yeah, he can post links to them. They're funny, and you get like a whole pack and all that stuff. I will have to remember to dig through my stash to see. I must own a pack. I have to own a pack of those. If I don't, well, I already ordered an extra pack, so whatever. But yeah, they're definitely sold out because he was live yesterday. Highly recommend checking out his lives. There is so much interesting info. Plus, it's funny, but tons of info. And now you tell me not to overthink it. That's all I do when I make cards. Oh, I know, right? And even though I say it, it's another one of those things that I always tell everybody: do as I say, not as I do. Because while I tell everyone like, oh, don't overthink it, like seriously, I overthink everything. I try not to. Just you got to get out of your head, which is the hardest thing to do. Okay, so I'm using my middle shade. This is just the W4. So it's starting to come together. Starting to look not as much of a hot mess. And then we go in with my lightest, which is just W2. Okay. Is that one of them? I didn't mean to push all your buttons. I was just looking for mute. This is what I'm talking about. Like, you need some good snarky sentiments. Like, honestly, those are some of the funnest cards to make, especially even ones that are downright, like, rude in a sense. You know, it's like, totally do it. I know people I could send it to that would understand that this is just humor. It's all love. We all love each other as we're saying, like, completely insane things. But there we go. See, it just, instead of being, which you can't really, you know, from, but like, there we go. Nothing Copic markers. This is what I'm talking about with like depth and some shading, how it completely changes the look and just gives it that extra something, you know? Okay, so got that. Let me get back to, I'm just like distracted. You guys, I'm like so distracted now. I literally want to stop doing the live just so I can dig through my bin of stuff to see if I have those packs of snarky sentiments. Yeah, I'll do that afterwards. Got plenty of time. Anyway. And then same thing with this one. I can color past the cup. It's fine. You're not going to see it. It's all going to be gone. You know, it's going to be covered up. So we blended that one. And then we blend out this final one. Just like so. There we go. Okay, I'm not even worried about it being perfect because it'll just dry and it'll be fine. And then the last step, before we adhere the pieces to actually make them little, you know, pattern coffee cups, is a black marker. I'm using my just Memento TUXEDO black marker. That's it. I do not recommend using an alcohol marker or a Copic marker to do this because alcohol markers, like a Copic, when you are running them along the edge of something like this, the nature of these markers, you know, is to absorb into it. You know, that's just what they do. And if you're not moving quick enough when you're, you know, using your marker along, I should be able to probably show this. Let's just pretend that this is the edge. If you're going along the edge of your cardstock, if you're not moving quick enough, it can absorb past your stamp line, and then you're going to get this blurry looking edge, if you know what I mean. Kind of the same idea as when, you know, if you're coloring a stamped image and you color and it goes past, you know, bleeds out past the line. So that's why I don't like using an alcohol marker when I'm paper piecing for the edges. I prefer something like just a basic black marker, and a brush tip helps. That's why this one's my favorite. And this one's, again, old as the hills. So the only thing we're going to do with it is run it along this edge. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Even with me, it's going to cover up that exposed white edge of the pattern paper, and that's going to make it look like I cut this perfectly, which I did not. But it's going to make it look better. And this is what makes the paper piecing look more seamless. So I'm going to go along the edges, and I just go along and coat it. And it's another one of those things where it's kind of difficult to do and talk at the same time. But by doing this, and because it covers up that edge, when I adhere this, the black of the pattern paper will just blend in with the black of the stamped image, and then everything's going to look seamless, and it's going to look like I did an amazing job when I didn't actually. You know, smoke and mirrors. That's what we do, right? So yeah. So you just go along and cover up those edges. And it just Takes a second, and I even cover up the little bit of edges where I cut in between, because same thing, that'll just make it look more seamless. And more better. Yeah. That's how it is. So then we just do that to all. Oh, I didn't even lose this piece yet. I'm surprised. So my little base that I had accidentally cut off, you do the exact same thing to this little piece. Because when I adhere him, he will look seamless. And only you guys that were watching and the person who wins the card is going to know that Amy messed it up. So we'll just add those little bits. And then we'll do the same thing to this one. We need more snarky sentiments. Kathy Zielski's done a few in her stamp sets, but we definitely need more. They're some of my favorites. I've literally, I'm not even kidding, I've literally lost subscribers at times when I use some of those sets. Because people got so offended over them, because there's some with like swears in them and things, and I'm just like, come on, man, it's funny. So yeah. I'm gonna keep edging these little pieces here. There we go. There we go. I would wait for snarky. I know, right? I love snarky. Like, sarcasm is my love language. Which, yeah, like, that's what I run on, is, like, swearing, sarcasm, and smoothies. I was gonna say coffee, but I actually, for as much as I love coffee, I don't drink that much coffee anymore. Shocking, I know. Okay. Trying to cut back on the caffeine, and decaf coffee is So, just move things out of the way. Using that edge of the marker. It's a little bit finicky on the little handle piece, but still not impossible. There we go. And then we do this piece all the way up to the edge. And then we do it on this side all the way up to the edge. Get that. And then this little bit. There we go. Did it. Now all we got to do is adhere it. So, okay. Yeah, I had to remind myself what I was doing. My brain stopped again. Okay. So, we'll adhere. Did my glue clog? Oh, it was clogged. That's not surprising at all. Get out of there. There we go. We're good. Okay. I save lives by drinking coffee. Yep, I'm a giver. Yep, definitely. You know, it's 100% true, Chris.
Yep.
Okay. So, let me put my little... I need that stamp. I have a stamp that says, if I offend you, 1, I'm really sorry. 2, I will tone it down. 3, 1 and 2 are lies. 4, I don't care. Love it. I need that stamp. That's what I mean with some that are like pretty much like really, they're rude. I love it. I love it. Okay. So I adhered. See, now you're starting to see what I was aiming for. You know? It's coming together. So we'll do that little bit. And then gotta add just a little bit of glue to that. And we'll adhere the little piece that I forgot. It's a little bit finicky. There we go. There we go. And now we can adhere our little cup. So I'll put glue on this. run some there and there. And then you'll see this all come together like magic. So line it up. And need to zhuzh it into place. Get where you... There we go. There we go. So we got a little method to the madness, you know? Alrighty. So there's one. Now we do this guy, which will be a little bit easier because I didn't cut the bottom off of this one. So here, let's leave him on screen there so you guys can actually see him. And then we do the same thing with this one. So you'd hear the saucer part first. Line her up. There we go. Yep, it's all lined up. And then you do the same thing with our little cut piece. Just like so. Put little bits of glue. There we go. Okay. And then the method to the madness. And you cannot tell where that I cut there and then I cut there to make it easier. Like, you would have to look really, really closely to even be able to tell. And there we go. We did it. And then just because I can, we can use a white gel pen and add some highlight. Because that will also give everything a little bit more dimension, even though my white gel pen is nearing the end of its life. But I'll keep using it until it's completely dried out. Because that's what we do. Just add little highlights here and there. Yeah, there we go. So it just gives it that little extra something. Okay. An apple a day keeps anyone away if you throw it hard enough. I've seen that sentiment before. That one makes me laugh. Like that. Honestly, I'm just kind of picking as usual. I'm not following any sort of like light source or anything. I'm just putting highlights wherever I think they're gonna look nice. I don't worry about it too much, honestly. Okay. Just kind of sticking it there. Good enough. So we got our little coffee cups. And they're paper pieced. And now zoom out. There we go. See? We did it. And now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with the rest of the cards. Okay. Okay. So we got that. And then my card bases. My mom used to say that if she ever got a mushy card from me, she would know I didn't love her anymore. I know, right? When you just run on sarcasm, it's, yeah, I get that. I get that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we got our little coffee cups. I'm gonna do, okay, so speaking of snarky, I'm gonna use we'll actually get to the sentiments in a bit, but I'm using the CZ design, like Enjoy, because, you know, I thought that would work. Wafer die. And then the stamp set. This is what I talk. It's not like snarky, but I'm going to use this sentiment for sure, and I've used it before. This handmade card took several hours to create, not to mention the excessive financial investment in the tools and supplies required for its completion. I hope you keep it forever. No pressure. So yeah. And then there's like made with love, and then there's all the basic like enjoy your new home, your birthday, this treat, this card, this token of my love, your retirement. Like it's a good set. So yeah. Enjoy this card, enjoy your birthday, enjoy your day. It's good. You want a link to the white gel pen? Mari, it's the Jelly Roll 10. This is my like go-to #1 favorite. But also I use it consistently because any white gel pen, if it sits for like forever, like weeks, you know, and you haven't touched it, but I use mine at least every few days. Yeah, Jelly Roll 10. Okay, so. Oh, and it would help if I was going to die cut 2 sets of sentiments. Oh man, I told you guys, like I need more sleep. Okay, I had started die cutting right when I started this live and was all like, yeah, I'm getting things done. I didn't even prep things. So let's do the sentiment so I have more time to just think, I guess. Not that I'm even thinking. Yes, the 10, because there's a, where is my gel pen? There's different widths of this. Do I even have? There's an 05. The 10 is the thickest, like the widest nib. This is the one I use all the time. The other ones are thinner. There's a 5, and I think there's an 8. I don't even know. I couldn't even... Yeah. Yeah, I don't even have the other one. I use the 10. Always. Excuse me. Yeah, so that's the one I use and that I prefer. So, yeah, you want the Jelly Roll 10. This is the one I always use. This is the one I always link to. Do you use the gel pen for aqua shine? No, gel pen is always your last step for whatever you're adding it to. Absolute last step. So if I wanted to make these sparkly with like my, you know, aqua shimmer pen, or if I wanted to make these shiny with glossy accents, etc. I've talked about this in videos. You do that first. Add your shimmer, your glossy accents, whatever it is. Let that all dry. At the very end, you go in with your gel pen because this will dissolve. The white gel pen, glossy accents will dissolve because this is basically, in a sense, water reactive. So gel pens always last. And you can actually, I've shown it in videos, I could have done glossy accents, let it fully dry, and then go over it and add highlights with the white gel pen, and it will go over, like glossy accents, it will go over this. It just needs to be dry. So, okay. Now, the 8 is okay. The 10 is the thickest, and it's not even that thick, you know? So, depends on what you're doing. Okay. We're going to die cut some sentiments. That's what we're doing. So, I've got matte gold cardstock. I got some vellum. Got some vellum. And then we'll need more scraps of white cardstock. Because, of course, as is tradition, we stack up these sentiments. So we'll just... I've like used up all of my white cardstock scraps recently. Really, well, I always use up my white cardstock scraps. That's the one scrap that I can never have enough of because I use it for things like this, die cuts, etc. You know, all of the things. Anyway, okay, let's do a whole bunch of die cutting. You enabled me on the song and go, isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I love it. I love it. Can never have enough of it. Like, I have backups on backups. I think I have at least like 3 packs of this cardstock because I use it all the time. All the time. Okay, so we will do all our die cutting, just like so. So, and normally I would have done this before going live, but I lost an hour. Thanks, government. Someone posted a meme of that this morning. It made me laugh. Like, the government stole my hour. I'm like, pretty much. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. I have my little my little triangle tray to save the tittles. He knew it was coming this time, I think. Usually it makes the unpaid intern giggle.
Yeah. Kind of does.
Kind of does. It's getting old. It's getting old. It's not as funny anymore. Wah. Still though, don't want to lose them. Where's my little... There it is. Okay. So we'll save those so I don't lose them. Stick them in a tray. And then I don't need that anymore. Now I just got to die cut all of the scrap layers, which is time consuming, as always. Okay. Do you use the mini Empress lock? Honestly, no. I did when that was all I had, but then once I got the Big Daddy Empress, I stopped using the mini because I can use the mini plates in the big one. So yeah, I can't even. I tried showing it on a recent live, and I can't even access it because I have it underneath a couple things, like on the back corner of my desk. I can't even get to it, but it's there as a backup, really. Okay, so I got that. We just got to do this 3 more times. 3 more times. Okay. Run. There we go. Okay. I had to work at 6:30 a.m. this morning. Ew. Ew. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. Okay. Don't want to lose that. Stick that in there. Okay. Pop those out. Try not to stab myself in the process. Get these out of there. Where are my other scraps? Where did they go? There they are. That one. This one. That one. And my cutting plate. Okay. Let's do another couple more. And then pop that one out of there. I'm trying to do this stuff before lives so that you guys don't have to watch the tediousness.
I love the tediousness.
You love the tediousness? I actually like like when it's just me, because this is where I zone out usually, when I'm watching a show, watching somebody's YouTube video, leaving snarky comments on somebody's live, that kind of stuff. And just die cutting, or assembling, that sort of thing. But it's different when you're live and you're trying to entertain everybody, and it's like, meh. Okay. Yes, those are all my layers. We did it. We did it. Let's get that popped out of there. Choop. Get out of there. There we go. Okay, got all my pieces. Let's get that out of the way. This out of the way. This out of the way. We'll leave those for now until I figure out what I'm doing because I legit don't even know. Okay. So now we just got to stack these layers to give dimension. Just like Laura Basson always says, dimension is life. Are you making 1 or 2? We're making 2. Gonna do 2 today because why not? Why not? Which means there will be 2 winners that I will mail these cards out to. Chris, the unpaid intern, will post the link again. It's for those watching live, it's in the description box under the video, but he'll post it in the chat. I have not mailed out last week's winner. I'll do that when I mail out these ones because we still actually, yeah, we still can't even access our local like post office box. The snow has been like, oh no, we can probably access it as of today.
Yeah.
Because they cleaned up yesterday, like finally, because it was nuts. But they finally scraped off. We had snow as well. We couldn't even access the post office box. The snow was so high. So for the last week, I haven't been able to like mail anything out, etc. And yeah, I'll be able to get back to doing that. I've been good with trying to keep up with, well, at least with that, not with like everything else in my life, but I've been good at mailing out cards to people who win and to my Patreon supporters and all that stuff. Okay, so we're gonna stack these together. Did you start the live earlier than usual? Nope. It was the same time, but it was a daylight savings change time. It's 2 p.m. Central, but the time changed this morning. So if you live in an area where it didn't change, usually I think you're in Germany possibly.
Well, there's
something. The UK one doesn't change, I think, till after.
Yeah,
or something.
There's some that I don't know if Europe follows UK's rules or if they have their own.
Who knows? It's all backwards. But yeah, Central Time, that stays the same. But today, and we warned everyone last week that, yeah, for everybody, it's technically for a lot of people, it's an hour earlier. For me, it was an hour earlier than I normally start, but it was still 2 p.m. Central. Because I tried not to change anything, even though I honestly, a part of me is like, man, I should have changed it to 3 p.m. Because losing that hour sucks. Wow. Okay. Adding glue. Just little bits of glue. Doesn't need much. Okay. Yeah, in Europe, daylight savings time changes the last full weekend of March.
Okay.
Ridiculous. All of it.
This is why people that program like clocks on computers hate themselves.
I could understand. This is why there's petitions, that tons of people signed to just do away with daylight savings. Like, it needs to stop. We don't need it. It just makes everything confusing, and I don't like it.
Some places are very slowly phasing it out. I think there's the will to get rid of it at this point.
Well, I think if we all just join up together and protest, there's bigger things to worry about.
Probably one thing most people can agree on in this day and age. Abolish daylight savings.
Yeah, technically. There's always going to be those few, though, that are like,
oh,
no,
sure,
I like it. I love losing an hour of sleep. Why?
But
why?
You don't want to be a nurse working today because there's like extra injuries and heart attacks and all that sort of stuff because of daylight savings.
I believe it. Heck, just being a nurse alone is enough. Enough chaos and work and craziness.
Lots more car accidents.
There's more stuff too when it's a full moon.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. People are crazy. Anyway, okay. We got our layers stacked together. We did it. I prefer daylight savings time in the fall when the time falls back an hour. Well, yeah, and if we would just keep doing that, because then we would eventually like gain an extra day. I need that. But yeah, in theory, that's like, even though I joke about it, legit, if there was a way to just get more hours in the day, more days in the week, more weeks in the month, I never have enough time. Where? Okay, so I got all my layers together, and this just gives them dimension, and then I'll adhere them to the vellum outline, just like so. So it's all nice and shiny. And then to do the dots to the eye is you just stack them in place. You were thinking it.
Yeah.
Tittles.
Hey.
Free the tittles. Anyway. But yeah, stacking them in place. And I only like mention this because it's fun. Like, and I have old videos. You'd have to scroll back like quite a fair bit. But like I remember way back in the day, like doing this on its own. I don't even know when it finally occurred to me that it's like you can just stack them like this. You don't need to. I used to sit and fiddle and use like a die pick to hold time, you know, just ridiculousness. This is so quick and easy. Like done. Quick and easy. Done. Okay. Yeah, for us, like technically, like we live in Saskatchewan. Other than one random area of this province, which I'm still not 100% sure why they do it. It's because they're weird, obviously. Our time doesn't change. You know, that's one of the nice things. Like, our time never changes. We just stay the same. We don't play this stupid game of daylight savings and everything else. However, because my job depends on, like, literally about 4 different time zones, depending on what I'm doing, I have to, you know, change and adjust and set 15 million reminders, etc. Because, you know, a lot of the brands I work with when we're doing blog hops, it's like I deal with like Eastern time, Pacific time, whatever. Like, it's annoying. It's really annoying. That is probably one, if someone was ever to actually search up, like, see my Google search history, it's always like, what time is it now here?
Yeah.
Always. Always. It's annoying. Okay. So get all those. Tittles are the dots to like J's, I's, etc. Counters are the little pieces on, say, like, as I can't show it on here, but like the inside of like an R or an A, like those little pieces that sometimes, and actually sometimes O's, those are counters. Those are tittles. There's methods to the madness. It's a font speak. So, and that's actually, speaking of stacking with Laura Basson, she's who I learned that about. She, you know, included that little tip in one of her videos. Okay. So now we got sentiments. And we got, I'm definitely going to want to probably put the sentiment down low because I don't want to cover up these great little coffee cups. So we do that. And then we can add a little ephemera. And then, just thinking, what I want to do is add some, just trying to think how, yeah, I want to add some coffee rings to these. I've shown, and the same thing, I've shown this in a video before, but let's do it live. So, to make coffee rings, we're going to use actual mugs. I have a couple here. This one, I actually have a link to this. Simon started carrying these, and I ordered it. It wasn't sent to me. I just thought it was cute. So I've got a link to it in the supplies. But it's got a larger circle. And you don't have to use a mug for this. Like, kind of almost anything with like a circular rim to it. These just work nicely because the ceramic picks up the ink really well. Because we're going to use that. And then we're going to use some Distress Oxide Spray, which ground espresso. Thought it was rather fitting. So we need to shake this dude up really well because oxide sprays have pigment in them. Gravity, pigment settles. You know, it's not floating like the dyes, etc. So it's the same thing with oxide sprays, with mica sprays, anything with a shimmer or a pigment, it will settle on the bottom. You need to shake it up. And at least with distress sprays, whether it's the mica stain sprays or distress sprays, etc., they have a little stainless steel ball in here. You can hear it, and you just want to give it a really good shake. and just make sure you kind of mix up all of this. And I also need to move my absolute pile of all the things because this is where things get a little bit messy. It's fun. It's just messy. So we kind of need to move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay. Got this. Got this. Let's just push everything out of the way. And then, so yeah, it goes everywhere. I'm okay with this. And then, take your mug. And stamp with it. You get a coffee ring. There we go. And then we'll do this again. So that's a larger coffee ring. And you just wipe it off so I don't get it absolutely everywhere. And then if you want a smaller one, just something with a smaller diameter. This is the one I've used in other videos. So yeah. That way you can get little coffee rings. And like I said, anything kind of circular for the most part is going to work. If it's got like a little lip to it, just kind of experiment with what you got. But like, who doesn't have a coffee mug, you know? Like, so yeah, we got little coffee rings going on here. And I got like schmutz on me, whatever. And I kind of want to do it on the inside of the card too, so I got to move some stuff out of the way here. Let's clean up a space so I can lay down my card bases. Okay, because I've got, like I said, this can get messy. It is messy, but it's fun. It's fun. So just do copper card bases, just like so. And we'll do the same thing, except I'm going to add a little bit of water to this just because it's starting to dry already, or like not have enough. So then we just make a bunch of noise. There. So we got the coffee rings on the inside too, just to tie it all together. Can we do the coffee rings with distress paint instead of the spray? Totally. You could totally use distress paint. Just water it down a bit and do the same thing. The only thing with distress paint is it does dry permanent, so it could like kind of mar up your mug sort of thing, but really, like, the bottom of the mug is irrelevant, you know? So, yeah. Do that one. I want to go back. Now that I got a bit more liquid here, I want to kind of like, there we go. Make it a little, yeah. Just kind of deepen up that one. So I'm going to do it again. Kind of eyeball it. Kind of wiggle it. There we go. I like it. And then, okay, I'll wipe this one off too while we're at it, so that I don't set this mug, you know, on top of cardstock or something. Okay, got that out of the way. And then, where's my, let me just grab a little, any little brush will work. Okay. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's take a bit. I might need to add some more water. Where's my... there it is. Add a little more water. There we go. There we go. And then... because, you know, if you got coffee rings, you already got a mess going on. And I'm literally getting this everywhere. Do I care? Not really. Not really. Could I put this in my splat box? Yes. Whatever. I gotta wipe all this off anyway. Do a little bit of splatter. You're gonna ask where it was? Yeah. I wouldn't be so petty about it if someone hadn't decided. And it's actually not the one person. There's more than one person now on this little ridiculousness and trying to be petty. But you know what? You know, because again, Tim Holtz. Yeah, Tim Holtz. That's what it's called. With an L. It's not a spat box. It's a splat box. Just for those that want to argue with me. It's like, but they're probably the same people that would argue with Tim. I just shake my head sometimes. Anyway. Okay. Now we gotta clean up the mess I made. Which is a lot. Yeah. The coffee cup thing, it's fun. It is. It's fun. I made a mess. Just make sure you clean it up when you're done so that you don't end up with, you know, ground espresso distress oxide spray absolutely everywhere. Still managed to get splatters all over the place. I don't really care. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. We're good. Okay, now we just dry this off so I don't set these into like wet everything. And really, this is all like dry, so we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right. Got that. Got my mess mostly cleaned up. And then I got the insides of my cards. And then I want to do I'm just trying to think. We do that. And if we do we'll see. We'll see. Like I told you guys, I didn't plan any of this ahead of time. So there are those who dare tell Tim that he talks too much. I know, right? I just, honestly, those specific people, of all people towards Tim Holtz, because I can understand, like, people don't like me or, you know, whatever. I don't care. But of all people, for someone to come and tell Tim Holtz, like, you yap too much. Like, are you kidding me? Like, your level of entitlement and misery has to be to the absolute max to not be able to sit and appreciate someone who is sharing an unbelievable amount of creativity and inspiration, ideas, everything. And it's just like literally, I remember that there have been people that are just like, just shut up and craft already. And I'm like people, seriously. Like, and yeah, like Tim keeps it real, and he said right out, because like people will email him with the most ridiculous crap, and it's like in the subject line is like all caps stuff, and he's just like, he just deletes them, and I'm like, as you should, you know, if people want to like. Also, my smoothie looks like garbage. It's healthy. There's spinach and kale. It actually tastes good. It just looks like baby poop. So anyway, I was trying to keep it off screen, and then I realized it's not. So anywho,
it's very healthy.
It's very healthy. It is, actually. It's just, it looks disgusting. But yeah, there's fruit in it. Fruit. And a bit of apple juice and some cinnamon. It's very good. But yeah, It has kale in it. I'm not just, that's the only way I will eat kale is in a smoothie because, I hate kale. It's so gross. Anyway. Yes, the coffee rings, they just make it, you know? They're just fun. And anybody can do this, you know? So, okay. And I'm like mentally trying to figure out what on earth I want. Oh, I know what I want to add. Do I want to do that color? Wait. I have ideas. I need more space.
That's your idea?
That is my idea.
You've had that idea for a while.
Shush, sir. This color might work. Will this color work? Oh, yeah. You'll have to add a link to this. Search Vivant. Vivant. It'll be the one on the top far right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. This stuff. Simon has been carrying this for a bit because Spellbinder started getting in. This is like Vivant Cotton Lyrics Twist. It's got gold in it. Like, seriously. So Chris is adding a link to it, so it'll be in the chat, and then I'll edit it later to add it to the supplies. I just gotta find where is it connected? Hello, where did you go? How did they get this on here? Seriously. Where's the end of it? Where's the end of it? That's not the end of it. Where's the end of it? I don't want to like cut it because it's very beautiful. Okay, well first, let's rip the tag off. Set that over there. Oh,
find it?
Find it. We're good. So anyway, it's very beautiful, and the colors go with the card. So I'm very glad I bought it. And yeah, it's twisted with like gold. Like, look at it, it's shiny. We love it. We love it. Anyway.
Magpie would be proud to have it in its nest.
I get that. My smoothies are so ugly that I changed to drinking it out of an opaque bottle on the go because I got sick of the comments. Yeah, if I was going out in public, 100. Oh yeah, I would keep it in concealed because it literally looks like baby poop. Like Chris and I always joke about that. He's like, "Here's your baby poop smoothie." I'm like, "Yay!" Because yeah, handful of spinach. We use a smoothie with that's kale and then like your fruit and everything, which usually has like blueberries. All that you mix that all together. It's like color theory. It makes mud or baby poop. You know, if you mix red and green together, that's what you're gonna get. Color theory. But yeah, this looks like just disgusting hot garbage, but it tastes completely fine. Alrighty. So yeah, we're gonna wrap that around. Okay. I know what I'm doing, sort of. Again, I didn't plan this very far ahead, other than what I was using. Usually I have like a layout in mind, yada, 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 and then we just go through the process. I did not plan. I didn't have time. I lost an hour. Didn't have time. Everything sucks. Wow, poor me. So let's trim this down just a little bit. Actually, that works because I smeared that one splatter for whatever reason. Not like it's that big of a deal. Okay, so we take like a 1/4 inch off. So this will be 4 inches by 5 1/4. Just slightly smaller than our standard A2 card base. And then, okay. And then, remember the 90s when bread was good for you and kale didn't exist? I know, right? Those were magical times.
They also had those commercials on TV asking people if they knew where their kids were at 2 p.m.
Yeah, back in the days when the TV had to remind your parents, oh yeah, you're a parent. Yes. Where are your children? Where are your children?
I like to think that somebody was like, oh yeah! And like went and finally picked them up at soccer practice.
Probably, honestly. Yeah, simpler times, you know? Yes. Oh, man. I know. Kale is It is. It's disgusting. I strongly side eye anyone who's like, I love kale. It's like, how? Why are you a lizard person? Seriously, this is the only way I can stomach it, and I've tried all the other ways, and it's disgusting. But blend it up with fruit and stuff in a smoothie. I'm fine. I'm fine. You can't taste it. Okay, so we got our splotchy bits. We got everything trimmed down. I gotta trim off this like end anyway because it's got weird bends in it, so that's fine. And we got our fancy twine that, like, these rolls are ridiculous. They're huge. This is gonna last me forever. Even with how much I've been using like baker's twine and stuff lately, it's still gonna last me forever. So we're gonna wrap this around the card base just a couple times so that you can really see it. And then there's kale cooking and eating with mashed potatoes. I know that there's someone in my previous life that got the idea for that, like, because they went and visited family. It wasn't in the Netherlands, but it was like in Ontario or something. And yeah, they had kale with mashed potatoes. Like, it was chopped up into mashed potatoes. And she thought it was so wonderful. So she made it for, it was like Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner or something. And I swear on all things. One, she was a horrible cook. It's true. That was one of the most disgusting things I've ever eaten. It was horrible. It was disgusting. Yes.
Mashed potatoes
Don't do it.
Uniform.
Yeah, mashed potatoes. The only thing you had to mash potatoes, butter, some milk, like, yeah, and some salt. I don't like adding like, or the other thing I do love is when you, with the butter, what you melt it with garlic. So it's like a garlic butter, and then you add that to mashed potatoes, love. Like, I am like probably 1/4 potato. So yeah, don't add kale to potatoes. I judge, okay? uh, like, that doesn't make potatoes any more healthy. Like, it's mashed potatoes. They're not supposed to be healthy. Like, come on. Anyway. Okay. I tied my bow while I was like reminiscing about kale mashed potatoes. Oh, it was a memory I need to forget again. I'm not exaggerating. One of the kids, because this was many years ago, I think one of the kids started crying because it was so awful.
That's hilarious.
Anyway. Yeah, and I could see it. Like, different cuisines, like, especially when you start talking about food all over the world, different methods, different foods, different recipes, all of things. So it's like things you grow up with and love. I get it. But this girl right here, I ain't putting kale in my mashed potatoes ever. And if I ever go anywhere and they have it, I probably will side eye it and be like, no, thank you. So yeah. I do like trying other things, sort of. I'm very picky. But the thought of, don't try to healthify mashed potatoes. I'm just offended. Like, what would Frodo say? So yeah. Actually, not Frodo. It was Samwise, wasn't he? That got so upset about potatoes. Yeah. What would Samwise say? Anyway. Getting a little bows. And we just you gotta zhuzh them a little bit. You gotta fiddle. Get them the way I want them to. It's always a little more difficult when you're tying with twisted cords, baker's twine, etc., because it's multiple strands like twisted together. Okay. I cannot pronounce that, but yeah, mashed potatoes in winter. Interesting. I'll just invite Amy over for dinner and see how many how many items she side eyes. Probably a lot. I'm a very picky eater. It just is what it is. Okay. See, Jen's got it. Kale tastes like arse. Yep. It is. It's just, it's gross. Okay? It's gross. Even in smoothies. Like sometimes it won't blend up in these awful smoothies and there'll be like lumps of like frozen kale. And I'm just like, no.
Just gotta down
No.
it.
Yeah. Speaking of, there we go. I finished my healthy smoothie. We're done. I'm good. Thank you, Joanne, for the super chat. I appreciate it. And yes, Chris and I are on the same page with mashed potatoes. We're not with all other. He is way more of a foodie than me, and he likes spice.
Oh yes.
I don't mind spice. He likes spice. I've become too much of a girly girl, and I'm like, my nose run away, like as if it matters. But yeah, we got Indian food yesterday, and some of it was spicy.
Did you even try the chickpea stuff? Or
I was scared to try the chickpeas. Okay. When you were guzzling milk. So if you were having trouble with how spicy it was, I probably would have died.
It was intense, very intense flavors.
Oh yeah, like the beef vindaloo. Yes, that had a kick, and it wasn't even that spicy, but it had a kick, and my nose was running, and I was like, "That's as far as I'm going." But the chickpea dish was, yeah, it scared me when he was like, right to the fridge, got a thing of milk, was just guzzling, and I was like, "Nope, I'll stick with the butter chicken. Thank you very much." It was
delicious.
Oh, I bet it was, but like I said, I can't do it. Okay, how am I going to do this now? I made things more difficult for myself because of this cord. We could move this up. I could do it like that. And then I was going to put, we could stamp it for there. Or do I want to heat emboss it and die cut it? I'm just trying to think. Enjoy. Because I was going to put enjoy this card. Because I just think that's funny. Especially since I'm giving it away to, giving these away to you guys. You can enjoy this card. Yeah. How? This is why I plan these things ahead of time. It's hard to think on the fly. Okay. Got some black cardstock, which I actually remembered to link to. Is this why? Yep, this will work. So if we heat emboss, is this piece even straight? Oh yeah. Is it an A2 size piece? No, it's slightly bigger. That's nice. Okay. We're gonna... Have you seen the comedian John Panette on Indian food? Oh, I don't think so. Now we'll have to look it up. Chris will have to keep a note. It's probably good though.
Yeah.
Actually, chocolate takes the burn away faster. Actually, I've heard alcohol, like drinking alcohol, like beer and stuff, takes the spice, the burn away. But same, like Chris and I, we don't really drink it all anymore. And I just avoid spicy because I don't mind spicy, but when it's to the point where you feel like you're dying, I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I like to enjoy my food. I don't like to suffer through it. Whereas Chris is like, yeah, bring on the suffering. Okay, let's just stick this here. We'll just see where this goes. You guys are just, who knows if these cards are even going to turn out. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm distracted by kale and spicy food and whatever other random. Yeah, lager counteracts vindaloo. Yeah, they do. It, back in the olden times when Chris and I would actually go out on dates, which we haven't done in forever, when we would go get wings and stuff, like spicy wings.
Yeah, I know.
Because there's a couple pubs that do like, oh, the best wings. And we'll get a lager, get some spicy wings.
And cross-tracks.
Cross-track fries.
Yep.
Deep fried pickles.
Yep.
Man. It's been a long time. Anyway. But yeah, it definitely helps. Okay. anti-static powder tool. That just helps keep the embossing powder from sticking to all the things. And then clear embossing ink. Oh, I forgot to plug in my heat tool.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm going to use the other plug-in, because for those that might remember, usually plugging it into my plug-in that's, you know, with the camera, it makes the camera go weird, or we just, so far everything's been working. We're not going to tempt fate today. Okay. We're going to stamp the sentiment. Yes. And then we'll stamp it again here, since we're doing 2 cards. Again, there's always a method to the madness. And I linked to white embossing powder, but I'm going to use gold, because that's just, it'll go with, you know, the gold of the cord and yada yada, and this other sentiment, etc. So we'll just use gold. So a bit of gold embossing powder. Tap off the excess. And don't wake up the gremlins. Exactly. Exactly. Like, I'm literally trying not to do... We still haven't figured out what it is that's causing those random issues and stuff with the live streams. So I'm just trying to avoid the things that possibly have been affecting it. Now we melt this. So shiny. There we go. Okay. So we got that. And then while I have this out, actually, I will stamp that other sentiment. The one that says, this handmade card took several hours, which, you know, we're at, I don't even know what point now. Yep. It suits this whole thing. This handmade card took several hours to create, not to mention the excessive financial investment in the tools and supplies required for its completion. And then we'll also add the, I hope you keep it forever, no pressure. Because that just makes me laugh. Okay, we'll get that lined up. And for this, we will stamp it with just the same intense black ink that I used at the beginning. Yeah. Because that will work too, because it's a small sentiment. Yep. So there's that one. And then we'll do this one. And we'll stamp this one. Okay. And then for the little companion sentiment, I'm trying to think what color ink. I want a color to kind of go with this. I like this color. Ooh, that'll work. Okay. I don't have a link to this. Simon Aspen. Yeah. Okay. We'll use this ink. Thank you, Leanne, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Okay. The last one. Yeah, that's the one.
Curious why there was...
Because they sell it as the ink pad or the refill or the ink pad with the refill. They got options now. Anyway, we're going to use that color ink to stamp the little, I hope you keep it forever, no pressure. Because again, it makes me laugh. So we'll put that underneath the, yeah. We'll line that up, and then we'll stamp this with the Aspen ink. So it's very light. You guys probably can't hardly see it, but it's there. It's there. See? Yeah. Love it. So we'll do that. Do that with this one. There we go. So then now I'm most likely done with the MISTI, so I can get this out of the way. Just like so. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Okay, let's put the stamps back on here so I don't lose them, because that would really suck. Especially when it's sets that are like favorites of mine that I like to use fairly often. There we go. All right. Okay. And then just a microfiber cloth with the excess anti-static powder. You just always got to make sure you're using like a clean portion of the cloth, because like mine gets, this is the same one I use to rub my blending brushes, etc. You know, when I'm switching between colors, that sort of a thing. So you just want to make sure. And that helps remove all that excess anti-static powder that makes it look not so, wow, your MISTI super clean. I cleaned it yesterday. Like, I am a little bit like, for some things that I don't wash and act like I don't care. I'm very OCD, and yeah, like I keep my MISTI pretty clean, and I was doing that yesterday because I had black ink like all over the lid, and I was like, no, cleaned it all off. So it is very clean right now. So remove all that anti-static powder, and then how do I wanna? I don't know what I want to do. I think I will use my whatchamacallums, my sentiment label wafer dies, which are linked already. Okay. Okay. We use this size. Yes, I like that size. I actually have 2 sets of these because I purchased a second set because I use these all the time. Literally to do stuff like this. So I'll use my paper trimmer because that way I'll get more use out of this cardstock later on. So we can just grab that. Put that away, use it for something else. And then we can die cut these. I'm just gonna die cut like this and we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm a professional. Let's line that up. Tape it in place. Okay. And then we'll do it again. And then get that. Yep. Lined up. Tape that in place. And then we can die cut these. So we'll run these through. There we go. Get where you belong. There we go. Hawkeye. There we go. And we run these through the die cut machine. Okay. Now, remove. And yeah, you could use just a paper trimmer, but the wafer dies are just a bit easier. There we go. So nice. Get those little bits out of the way. Put that back. And it's a little packaging. There we go. Peel off. There we go. Okay. So our sentiments, or like companion sentiments to the die cut sentiments. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's all good. I'm going to put that Oh my gosh, I need a bigger boat. This is getting ridiculous. Okay, that can go over there. Get that out of the way. This can go over there. What else can go over there? Just pile everything up. Just pile things up in a different spot. I'll get back to it later.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's what I'm an expert at, is just making piles.
There are many.
There are, oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. I have stuff everywhere. So much my resolve. I think I've said that in the more recent lives. It's like, I'm going to clean as I go to make my life easier. That went out the window today. Literally, like, yeah, this time change just messed with me. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Everything's good. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Okay. So, if we... Yes, that's what I want to do. I'm just going to do it. We're just going to commit. Don't overthink it. Just commit. So, if we just put some adhesive on the back. And then we're just gonna zhuzh that up right to the edge. I'll cut off that little excess bit in a second. There we go. And then yeah. This should work. Yeah. And we'll do that one, and then we'll do this one. Okay. Oh yeah, I have piles and piles and piles. And I just, again, like I keep saying, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to deal with it. So move that up a little bit. They don't need to be exact. Let's move that up a bit. And then we straighten that on there. There we go. So we got that. And then you just flip it over and use, and I'm keeping the twine out of the way because if I wasn't, I would cut right through it and ruin my nice little bows. There we go. So keep the bows intact. So get all the things out of the way. Flip it over. Okay. There we go. There we go. So we got that. And then we need some of our little ephemera bits because I'll use some of my ephemera. Shocking, I know. Let's use, I'm going to save those ones. I really like these little like butterflies. They're kind of cute. So we could stick like one on there. Stick maybe one there. What else do we want? Ooh, these little floral swags are really cute too. Stick that there. Put a little floral one. Oh, a little barfly. See, and there's two of them, so we could stick one like right there. And stick that right there, right there. Get up there a little bit. Do that. Kind of tilt that a bit. And then we got those. And I think that butterfly instead of the pink one. Let's do that one. I like that one a lot. I like them all. They're all beautiful. Everything's beautiful. There's too many pieces. Ugh, why? This is why I don't use ephemera, because I'm just getting distracted now. And I'm like, oh my god, they're so pretty. It's kind of too big. Is there another little one in here? Hello. Hello. Nope. I might skip that because I don't really want to cover up much of the paper piecing that I did on the cups because that's like the whole point, obviously. Okay, we'll just skip that. I'm happy with this. This is fine. This is fine. It's good. It's good. It's fine. It's fine. We could do... No. Stop overthinking it, Amy. Just commit, okay? So, let's just glue down some of our little ephemera bits. So, if we go like this... I'll just stick this rather. And this one. Ooh, I didn't. Oh, whatever. I'm going to add more splatter anyway. Because of course I am. And this one. Stick that in there. Okay. And then we're only going to put adhesive just kind of where the body of the butterfly is. Popped up just a smidge. Just gives a little extra something something. And then same thing with that one. Okay. And then our little coffee cups. We're going to adhere. Making sure everything's still working. Do I ever have a mess going on my desk? Oh, the chaos. Okay. Let that hang over just a smidge, not much. There we go. Yep. Yep. Okay. And then give this a little scribble of glue. Pop him into place. Yep. And before we add those sentiments, we'll add some gold splatter. Because this is what we do. Gonzai Tombi, Starry Colors. My go-to. Add a little bit of water. Don't need much. And then I need to move all this other stuff out of the way so that I don't make a huge mess on all the things. The rest of this I'm fine with, whatever. Whatever. I got a literal disaster going on here. Okay. Okay, so for this we'll use the splat box. The splat box. Okay. Stick these in there and in there. Get that out of the way. And then mix this up so that we got some gold. And kind of scrape off some of the excess so I don't get just a huge blob. And then we'll just add some gold splatter. Because we can. Yep. And then, where's my... Just because it's really bugging me. I got like a smear on here that's just bugging me. I was hoping the splatter would cover it, but it didn't. So I'll just intentionally cover it. Like that. You don't even know it was there. Okay. I bought the Starry Colors the first time I saw you use them. They were go-to for me. Oh, I know. They're my favorite. Like, I've hit pan in this one. I've hit pan in this one. Like, I've gone through more than one of this, the yellow gold. Like this is, I've used this so much. And yeah, you just let it dry and then I go to use it the next time. But I love my starry colors. They're beautiful. You can never go wrong with splatter. Okay, I need to set those aside to let that dry before I get my elbow in it, which kind of defeats all the purpose because now what the hell? Oh, I know what I need to do. I think what I need to do. Let me move this. Okay. Okay. I think. Where's my sentiment? Do I need to actually add? I don't want to add foam strips. I really don't want to. What if I die cut? Yeah, I would rather die cut a couple more scraps than fiddle with foam strips. Because you guys know I hate it. I created dimension with the cord, which I love, and I'm not getting rid of the cord. But then to adhere the sentiment right here, it's not gonna adhere. But if I just die cut and yeah. This is what we're gonna do. Where's the wafer dies I got rid of? Okay. I would much rather just die cut a couple pieces than sit and fiddle with foam tape because that's how much I hate trimming little strips of foam tape. Okay. But yeah. While I'm doing this though, if you guys have any questions or whatever, you can put them in the chat since we're going to do some more mindless tasks over the next couple minutes while I die cut the pieces so that I can do this and get her done. Can you buy separate refills or do you have to buy the entire pack? Honest, you used to be able to. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure anymore if that's possible. It used to be a thing that you could, but yeah, I'm honestly not sure right now if they still do that. Okay, so we got that, and then I'm not worried. I already lost the tittle. It's gone. I freed the tittle. It's been freed. It's gone. I don't really care. I wasn't going to use it anyway. I just kind of want just the base of the letters to stick behind to pop it up. Okay. Okay. So got that one. Ooh, let's not lose that. Let's get that out of the way. There we go. Oh, that one didn't disappear. That's funny. Not like it matters. Just get it out of the wafer die so I can keep die cutting. Stick that in there. And then alrighty. Then we'll do it. Here we go. That one. And that one. Boop. And last one. Okay. Oh, and because I know I'm going to use it, can you add a Big Mama foam tape to the list? Big Mama. MOMMA. Yeah. Also, I forgot to link. Go under most used. No, no, yeah. Come on, unpaid intern. Most used, and then just hit enter. The scissors, top right. Yep, them ones. Okay. Random movie blather. If you saw the first Dune, you'll love. I haven't seen Dune. Haven't seen it and haven't read the books. It's on the list. Chris, have you read the books?
Not since like.
Oh, you read them a really long time ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't read them. I've heard good things. I just it's on the list. I've heard the movie's really good, but who knows? Who knows? Okay. So, we're gonna stack these guys. Yeah, the splatter's like almost dry. So we're doing good. We're doing good. I'm gonna stack these guys together. So these all give me a little bit of dimension because this is still, for me, this is faster. And I just prefer it to cutting little tiny foam strips to stick behind because I am not all about that at all. So I do that. And then get those stacked together. That'll pop it up just a bit, make it a little easier getting into place. And then I'm just going to cut off basically the bottoms of those. So there, that'll go like that. And then I'll be able to stick that. Yep. So much better. In fact, I can probably even trim off. No, this will be fine. This will be fine. So I'm going to stick the adhesive on the top of this. And then I can stick it on the back. Because again, when you're dealing with a vellum, adhesive shows through it. So if you do things like this, or if you hide, you know, foam tape or whatever, specifically behind the words, like behind the cardstock, you won't see it through the vellum. There we go. Now I can just stick adhesive directly on this, so I don't have to be so careful and trace it on the back. Because if it oozes out past on the vellum, again, you can see it, and it's just not pretty. Here we go. Did that. We got this. And then I can just stick a couple of my little magnets. There we go. You can hold it down, let that dry. Repeat. Okay. Ugh. And then we just do that all over again. And I'm kind of laughing at myself because when I was scrambling before this live and I was like, oh, these cards are going to be pretty simple. This will probably be my quickest live ever. Ha! That's funny. And obviously not remotely true. Okay. Let's do that again. Pop that cord down a little bit. Chop off those bottom little bits. And then, well, thank you, Robbie. I appreciate it. Still kind of blows my mind that people tune in to the chaos.
Truth.
Blows the unpaid intern's mind too.
It does.
Yeah. We enjoy it. It's just odd. Okay. So got that one. And then, yeah, pop them on the back just like so. Get where you want. Yep. There we go. Okay. There we go. And then put the adhesive on this one. Put that glue into place. Just like so. And then pop this one into place. Give me a sec. There we go. There we go. Okay. And put magnets on him. Ooh. Okay. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. Okay. Splatter's not 100% dry yet. Let's give everything a second. Let's put the wafer dye away before I lose it. Oh my goodness. I have a serious mess going on here. Okay. Let's get all these little ephemera pieces. I was going to say back in the packaging, but I legit hate the packaging. That's my only peeve. I don't think... I always put everything back in the packaging, but why? Why did they do this? I'll just stick it in something later. There we go. Sort of piled up. Sort of clean. Packaging is useless. Anywho. Kind of clean up a little bit so I don't have as much of a mess to deal with. It's going to be bad. This is bad. It's bad. Okay. That. Oh, no, I need those scissors. What am I doing? I need those. I need those for the Big Mama foam tape. All right. Let's... We got card bases. Reinforce that. Oh. Your chaos is our chaos. You guys are funny. Oh, well, thank you, Leah. Okay. Got scraps. Oh, I have a mess. I also need a vacuum in here. Everything's chaos. Stop laughing at me.
No, it's funny because you call me like messy because my office is messy.
Oh, I walk into Chris's house all the time and I'm like, you are filthy. Like, you're disgusting. Look at this. Look at this dust bunny. I am aware. You are filthy. You're gross. You're a boy.
I am.
We will not talk about the absolute disaster going on in here. Whatever. It is creative chaos. It's not as gross as boy mess.
Boy mess.
Okay.
Is this girl mess?
This is creative mess. I've got little like dog. Oh, I do. I need to vacuum in here. It's bad. I need to vacuum. I need to purge. Wow. Too many things. Anyway. And your office is a mess.
It is.
Okay. This one is dry. That one just has one blob that we're going to wait for another little bit before I smear it. So we're going to put some Big Mama foam tape on the... Do you find top fold card bases the most versatile? It's not really about versatility. Honestly, it's habit. I prefer top folding card bases. We started doing that. This one gets asked quite often, but way back in the day. And I'm not exactly sure when, but we started doing top folding card bases because they lay flatter. And it literally had to do with, it was just easier to take pictures of card bases because back in the day, and some people still do, it's, you know, because photography styles change, but we would prop our cards up, you know, to take a photo of them like this way, you know, straight on. And a top fold looks nicer because it gives it a little bit of an angle versus like a side fold is just straight up and down. So you could get nicer photos. That was literally the only reason this became a thing. You know, it was just easier to photograph. And then I still prefer it. I don't know. I just like it. I prefer top folding card bases. I've stuck with it, even though, you know, now we do like flat lay cards and we do our photos, etc. And it's just personal preference. If you like top fold, side fold, open it on the bottom. Really, you know, whatever works for you. It doesn't matter. But that's why it became a thing, and then a lot of us have just kind of stuck to it. I did make a couple side fold cards just earlier this week because I uploaded like 5 videos this week, but I did a couple of the cards in the one. It was the Altenew video I posted. A couple of those cards were side fold, shockingly. Even I was asking myself, I was like, "What are you doing?" But I was fine with it. It was fine. I survived. Okay, so got some Big Mama foam tape on the back of this. Oh, I missed something. Okay. I see a product I want to purchase. Do I just press the link? Sorry, I'm like, I can't even see at the moment. And they know it's from your live. Yes, I will get credit. Yes. All the links that I post below the video, and then the ones that Chris puts in the live chat, like during the live, he's just copying and pasting my links. He's not doing anything special to them. So they all work as my affiliate link. So yes, I do get credit if you guys use my links and place an order, and it does not cost you guys. Is that sentiment crooked? Whatever, it's fine. I'm going with it. It doesn't cost anyone any extra when it comes to my affiliate links. I literally wouldn't use them if that was the case, because that would be gross. But yeah, when you place an order, I get a little percentage of it, and then it adds up throughout the month, and that's what helps pay the bills and keep the the garage heater going so we don't freeze to death. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Still kind of. What is the temperature right now?
It's about 2 degrees C.
Is it 2 degrees? Now I'm curious. It was 2 degrees a little while ago.
This is more than that now.
We're like, which is like practically summer weather. It's 3 degrees Celsius.
Well,
wow. I know, right? I'm actually a little stressed though. It is gonna freeze overnight. That's the one thing that sucks though, is it might make things super icy.
It might, yes.
Not fun. Okay. My big blob of splatter is dry enough that it won't smear. So now we can put Big Mama foam tape on the back. I see people get confused when I give them a top folding card. It's true. Like people that aren't like in card making, I could see that being odd for them because it is natural that you have a card and so you give someone that's never received a handmade card and they'll be like, what? Why? But whatever. Like, it's a handmade card. And it looks nice too. Same thing. Like, it can look nice, like, propped up. Again, that's why I use, like, heavyweight cardstock, though. Because if you use thin cardstock for your card bases, doing it top folding, it can literally, like, fall over. Or just, it doesn't have, like, the weight. But I use the same, like, 120-pound white cardstock for my card bases. So I don't have to worry about that. Because you can use thinner cardstocks for, die cuts and layers and all that stuff. I do that all the time. But my actual card bases, I use the good stuff. Cause yeah, I don't want my card bases to be floppy. I work in the basement right now. There's a pile of trash on the floor next to my chair. Yeah, same thing. Same with me. I have so many little just die cut scraps and just it's all like I have a garbage can right next to me. Does it end up in the garbage? No, it misses because especially when I'm live, I'm like fling, and it's all I got pieces in the drawer.
It's really a basketball hoop at this point.
I got mad, not like genuinely mad, but I was really mad at Chris the other day because I was like, you knocked over that thing that elastic that I was like keeping.
Oh,
I sound like a hoarder. But he was like, I didn't do anything. I was like, it's all your fault. It was here. It was just here. It was here. Yeah, no, it had to fall in one of the drawers. So I gave him credit afterwards. I was like, okay, it wasn't you. It was probably still him that like knocked it over. But I was not even, I was like digging through the garbage because the garbage is right there. And I'm like, where did it go? So yeah. Random little things like that. I have a huge mess to clean up. I need a maid. Like, I wish the unpaid intern would do unpaid cleaning work too in my office. He does it around the house. I will give you full credit. You do a lot around the house, and he knows better. If you came in here and cleaned, I'd probably have a
goodness.
meltdown because I'd be like, "Where's all my stuff?"
I would never touch
I'd be like a
organized chaos.
toddler when you try to clean the room, and they're like, "This piece of paper was important to me,"
It was.
you know. So yeah,
I've had
he
a
knows.
lot of those discussions with a couple of the kids.
Oh yes, I used to have to clean the kids' rooms when they were little. I would clean it when they were at school because yeah, every little scrap of paper was super important, etc. But they would come home and they wouldn't even notice. And I was
No,
like,
of course
"You
not.
little goober."
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Like, they forget about it until
Oh
as
yeah,
soon as it's out of their
they
vision.
totally forget about it. But yeah, I wouldn't forget. I would remember forever. Okay, we're almost done. Where's my bling? There it is. Okay, gotta add some bling. So we got some little Stay Gold sequins from Simon Says Stamp because obviously we love the gold. We'll do that. Where's the little ones? I need a little one. Come here. Get over here. Do that. And that. And a medium one. Put the medium one. No, we'll put the big one right there because then I can tuck it under because I have a thing for that. There we go. Yes. So we'll add a little bit of bling to the cards to finish them off. One over there. And then stick one over there. And there. And then one more little guy. Okay. Oh my god, my daughter was so just that kid. We moved into this house so much. It was just trash. It was in all our bins. Oh yeah. Like any literal trash. I can understand when it's like a little drawing, like those sorts of things. I would always like keep that, but it's like literal garbage, you know. And they would just, and they didn't even, and it was piled up or it was crumpled up under the bed, whatever. But the minute you tried to do anything to it, epic meltdown. But if you got rid of it when they weren't around, they never noticed it. They never asked. Oh, kids. Okay, I lost my, there it is. We're good. Lost it, found it, we're good. Okay. Now, we're just going to adhere our little bits. And while I'm adhering the little bits, Chris, you can do the thing and draw a couple winners.
Well, don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if you do.
I'm going to turn
you can turn it off. Yeah, turn off the responses. He'll choose a couple winners. And now that I finally have access to my P.O. box again, I will be able to mail these out this week, along with last week's winner, because it's sitting here. I didn't get it mailed out yet because literal insanity with all the snow we got. It's just little boots of glue to adhere my little gold sequins. And then get those into place. Okay, I did it. I'm kind of surprised because, man, oh, what a day. What a day. Let me, while the unpaid intern is doing his job, I'm going to kind of clean up some of this mess.
We have two winners.
You got two winners.
We have Connie Brown from Ontario.
Connie from Ontario.
And Christina Kilburn from Michigan.
And Christina in Michigan. Congrats, ladies. I will mail these out to you guys again this week. So there's our paper pieced little coffee cups and the little bits of ephemera and our sentiments. Woo-hoo. And then, yeah, the inside. This handmade card took several hours. It did. You guys know it. You were here to create, not to mention the excessive financial investment in the tools and supplies required for its completion. I hope you keep it forever. No pressure. Ah, I love it. It's such a good sentiment. Honestly, that's like the type of sentiment you can just stamp on like the back of your cards, you know? Like, why not? But yeah, we stamped with coffee mugs. Literally, you know, an oxide spray. I made an absolute insane mess. I have so much to clean up. And then, like I always do, here, I'll move my, I can move my, this one, I can go, hey, and then this one, I can go, other one, sorry, yep, that works. That works. Give me a second here. Woo! There we go. I'm like sort of figuring things out. Anyway, thank you guys. This was a long one. It was not. I thought it would be significantly shorter than this, but I was a bit scatterbrained.
And the cards are nice.
Thank you. So, and now I'm getting an eye twitch. Stop it. Weird.
Do you want me to like slap your face?
That would make for an interesting ending to a live. Did you hear the unpaid intern like slapped his CEO right across the face? When I get
an eye twitches, I start slapping my face. And it stops.
Yeah, maybe, you know, if I feel the need, I'll give myself a good tap if I feel. But then no, the twitch was temporary. Anyway. Okay. Anywho, chaos again, just chaos. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me, you know, and chatting with us while. Yeah, this was literally one of those times where I had no idea where this was gonna go. It was like I just pulled out random supplies and was like, you know, because that's usually how it is for most of the stuff that I do, and. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me and chatting. Thanks for those that sent the little super chats. Eye twitches are a stress response, kind of. Yeah, when I don't get them very often. And the rare times I get them really bad is it's when I'm going on like serious lack of sleep and I'm really stressed out and then my eye starts twitching. So this was just I think a little bit whatever, it's gone now. So didn't need Chris to slap me across the face. It would have created some entertainment. I'm just glad he didn't trip over this. He's as clumsy as I am. Yeah, he was able to make it out of here without tripping over that stinking cord. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I don't I was gonna say the winners, but he puts them on a little screenshot and I can't even see it from here. So but yeah, the winners will be I've got your guys' addresses and every week. On Sundays we go live, 2 p.m. Central, and I give away the cards I make during the live to the winners, because why not? It's fun. And it's a little thing I can do for those of you guys that hang out with me, because I really I do. I really appreciate it. It still kind of blows my mind that people want to hang out, because my lives are chaotic. They're long, and I like to talk, and I rant, and it's chaotic. It's chaotic. But I very much appreciate you guys. And these were fun. These were fun. And again, I have links. And I'll edit them. The few items I used are, to the supplies. But if you scroll down in the description box, I did post a link. It says like coffee card playlist or something, but I posted a link to that playlist in the description box below the video, so you guys can check that out. There's over 50 videos in that playlist. There's a chunk, This one will get added to it, but just coffee themed and anything that was tea themed as well, because it's the same thing in terms of card making, So those are in that playlist as well. And because I've done other videos specifically with this little coffee cup set, and those videos are in that playlist. So yeah, they're all there. Um, I get eye twitches from lack of sleep, so I always have them. Yeah, truth. Truth.
That is probably one of the big reasons.
Um, but yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I had fun. I'll take the photos like I always do. I take the photos. I do the blog posts and the social medias and all the things. If anyone missed it, I posted a video like last night, late last night. Yeah, it was late. I used that bunny again. That card was fun. He turned out super cute. He's a fat little chocolate bunny, basically, is what he looked like. So I had that one, and I'll have more videos coming this week, as always. When do I not, really? Um, so yeah, stay tuned. We'll do lives again Sunday, 2 p.m. Central, and then we'll see. I always keep saying like I might pop on randomly for a live. Haven't done that yet. It's been things have been a little bit things have been a bit bonkers, but everything's starting to look up literally. We're getting some warm weather, so and we can actually leave our house. Oh my goodness.
Big plus that one.
Yeah, that is a definite big plus because it was. I'm not like it was chaotic. This past week was insane. The amount of snow we got, like, oh, it was nuts, and just yeah, like all our neighbors came together, and we were able to get ourselves like dug out and fun, fun, fun. Um, yes, I need to watch that video because that bunny is cute. He is. And I'm fixating. I always fixate, and it's this time of year. I don't really do Easter cards anymore because I just prefer them to be like generic, spring themed. You could use them for any occasion, but it's like I'll stick it this time of year. It's like bunnies and tulips and spring things. I love, especially right now, because while there's some, all y'all that are way more down south, actually, they're like the tulips are coming up and everything's blooming. Woo! The snow is starting to melt. It is white everywhere. Wah. Uh, yeah, sweet. Yeah, is it starting to feel like spring up? Yeah, it feels like it. Like 3 degrees Celsius is warm for us. Um, it's starting to melt, but it's a white grossness out there. We don't actually get spring up here till May. We'll start feeling it a bit in April, but usually we get blizzards in April. That's always fun. In fact, last year, I flew out in a blizzard. Yeah, it was chaos. It was chaos. That was loads of fun. And that was in April last year. So this year, Create is in May. And usually it should hopefully be better. So, but yeah, we don't get spring till like May, and we can't start planting things like usually May long, which is near the end of May. Yeah. I usually get the itch to start planting things. I go to the greenhouses and get, bedding plants and different things because I have a whole bunch of planters. And there have been more than 1 year where I get everything planted like way earlier than I should because I just can't help it. And then we have to haul them into the garage because it freezes, and to keep them all alive. So, yeah, fun. We have wildflowers blooming all over in Texas. Oh, I believe it. Like, yeah, we got nothing. Although my little flowering crabapple, the one I was talking about earlier, that the rabbits are like gnawing on, there's buds on it, which I was like, what the heck? Like it's early for that. So I'm kind of hoping though that the snow melts enough to keep those wascally rabbits away from it because the shape of it's really nice. And that one, the flowering because it's planted in front of my house. When it blooms, you literally open the front door of our house and that's all you can smell is like those crabapple blossoms. It's like the best because they last for like a week, and it is just it's like I will literally stand in the open door and just yes. uh where create is through Simon Says Stamp. It is always in the same place because it's only in person, and it's in Columbus, Ohio, because that is where Simon Says Stamp is located. Because people are always like, why can't you do it in other locations? Like, why can't you bring it to Euro? The whole point of it is because they hold it in a conference hotel about a mile from the Simon Says Stamp warehouse because it is an insane level of work and effort for them to because they bring tons of the product and they set it all up and you can shop. I'm saying all this, however, for those if you haven't purchased the tickets or anything, everything is sold out. They sold out completely. I've never seen. It's nuts. It's completely nuts. Like the class is sold out in like 20 minutes. Never seen that before. I'm still just like, what the heck? And then yeah, all of the tickets for the like create it tickets, everything because you could buy the like Friday or the Saturday or like the 2 days. Those are all sold out. Like it went nuts, completely nuts. I what the heck? It's nuts. So yeah, for those that didn't get them, I'm sorry. I don't think they're even able to release any more. Um, Crazy, completely crazy. So yeah, I have my general admission ticket in the room hotel. Yeah. Yeah, because like the hotel sold out, like everything sold out. It always sells out. I've never seen it sell out this quickly. Like it was nuts. So yeah, like I get people are excited, but I was just like, what the heck? I'm glad I'm not the one in charge of any of this kind of stuff because I never in a million years predicted any of it. I thought for sure that it would get people um usually it's like takes a couple days for the classes and then this is the first year they sold tickets ahead of time for the like the general admission ones and that sort of thing because last year it was a little bit chaotic because the tickets were at the door and it just was nuts. So yeah, it was loads of fun last year. Um so yeah, what's the one with all the designers? I'm not sure what you mean. There's many, like there's so many events now. There's so many events. There's tons of virtual classes. And I'm sure we'll be seeing more. Stay tuned. I might be part of one in at some point. We'll see. I can't say anything else. But yeah, tons of brands are doing, virtual class events. There's so many. There's so many. And then the in-person events, there's more and more now like happening. I'm just not sure what they um are. Are you able to share a full list of all the companies you create for an affiliate? My affiliate links are with Simon Says Stamp. That's it. I am exclusive to Simon Says Stamp. I work with many different brands, that I'm like on design teams with, or I work with them sort of freelance and that. But when it comes to like my affiliate links, Simon Says Stamp. So keeps it simple for the most part. Um, so yeah, there isn't anything like create anywhere. There's a pent up demand. That's kind of part of it. Um, in that way, create is fairly neat. There are other events though, like that, like stamp and scrapbook expo type shows that have classes and things. I just can't speak on them because I've never been to them and I'm not familiar. But they are out there. Like, and some of them do like multiple locations, and there's lots. And then there's like I said, Creativation is different. Creativation, it is not a public event. It is not for public. That is a trade show. So like the brands have booths and retailers can attend. It is not open to the public. Um, I've never been to Creativation. I always wanted to, but that's only because I work in the industry. But yeah, it's not a public event. So it's more for store owners and brand owners and that sort of thing to like see products in person, order for their stores, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, and this year, yeah, Creativation this year is in New Orleans. It used to always be in Anaheim, and then it was in Phoenix for a bit. Last year it was in Ohio, and then this year it's in New Orleans. And I had hoped to go, but that's for me being up in Canada. That is a hefty travel thing. But to go to New Orleans, that'd be amazing. But I'm not going to that one, but I am going to create. I went last year, and I'm going this year. So that's yeah, May 10th and 11th. So it's gonna be good. I've talked about this before. I have severe social anxiety, so yeah, I'm just gonna have to set some boundaries and run off and go cry in my room every so often. I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding. I would rather do that in my room than crying in front of other people because I did that a lot last year. Got very overwhelmed. It's overwhelming. Loads of fun. So, yeah, there's all kinds of events and then lots and lots of um yeah, there's the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo and there's other ones. There's all kinds of like in-person events, but then now there's lots of online class events because usually it's like a bundle of multiple classes from multiple designers. I took part in, or like I was able to participate a little bit in a recent Altany one, the March mindfulness one that just happened. Was that last weekend? Yeah, it was last weekend. And I got to take part in a little bit of it, and that was really fun. I really enjoyed. I didn't get to be a part of all the classes. Um, because yeah, I spaced on so much of it, but it was like that one they do through Zoom, so everyone can kind of tune in, and you get to like take the class. You've got your kit, yada yada, and lots of brands are doing that now. So you get like a kit with all the products, and then you get like in person classes like online, and instructions and all the things, and it's cool. I'm liking it. It's a different approach than just a rando yapping online. It's a little more structured. You get to learn from all kinds of different people, get different takes on different products. I really enjoyed it. I learned some cool things too. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting to participate a little bit more and stuff like that. And like I said, you never know. You might see someone in one of them upcoming. We'll see. We'll see. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else. Mm. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in and chatting. I like the little chats and stuff with you guys at the end, and I'm legit shocked. My hair's like whatever, whatever. I'm legit shocked. The cameras worked this time. Nothing has frozen. Let's hope next Sunday it holds true. We'll see. And yeah, I'm gonna clean up this absolute disaster of a mess that I have made. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna take the photos of all my cards, do my social medias, and then I'll get working on the next video because I got, like I said, more coming. And yeah, I appreciate you guys so very much. And cleaning up my, not sure how I'm gonna store this. This cord is just, it's so beautiful. It's like, love it. But yeah, and I'll add a link to that. The things that I didn't have links to already, I'll add links to. So, all right. Oh yeah, the daylight savings just it really ruined me today. I'm still not with everything, but this will stay up for the replay. And I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video, and if not, I'll see you guys next Sunday, 2 p.m. Central. Bye.